Hello, everybody. Dorothy here. We're going to talk about the new moon in the sign of Capricorn. It comes up on the 23rd of December. It's early in the morning. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're just going to get right started into this forecast. This is what the new moon in Capricorn on December 23rd looks for my latitude and longitude. But don't worry about that piece. We're going to tell you how to use this, how to set goals, set intentions based off of this is what a new moon looks like. So the new moon in the sign of Capricorn. So that is what we get to look at. So what does it mean for you and me? So first off, of course, if you're into doing new moon intentions and rituals and setting goals based off of starting with every new moon, then I want you to know that it is at 5:17 a.m. on Friday morning, December 23rd. So with the new moon in Capricorn, this is where it looks like here in the zodiac. Over here by declination, it is way, way south, very, very south, but out of bounds as well. And so that gives this new moon in Capricorn extra energy, just an extra boost of Capricorn. And we have 5 planets in Capricorn. So the focus here is absolutely intense around the zodiac sign of Capricorn. And so what are these intentions? What are the things that we will be inspired and feel like we want to be doing? And those things are, excuse me, security, right? Do you feel secure? We want to focus on and set intentions and goals based off of what we want to achieve. So this is really important. What is it that you want to achieve in the coming year, or just, this coming month, or in the coming year? Now, since this new moon is on the 23rd of December, we're almost into 2023. So I am going to say, even though this is a new moon in 2022, look and spend some time over the next few days. I know we're in the middle of all the holidays. Look and focus. What is it that you want to achieve? Where are you feeling that you could use some more security, right? And self-discipline. Looking at what you have, well, I say we, but what you've accomplished. Really taking stock in those things is so important. To take stock in, what have I accomplished? Am I disciplined enough in what is important for me? What have I achieved so far? What am I responsible for? Okay. And setting goals based off of that. Now, sometimes we have to let things go so we're able to establish and begin new things. That's what the new moon is about as well. Now, a lot of us, Capricorn also rules age and wisdom and maturity and retirement. So for the people on my age of the spectrum, you know who you are, my age of the spectrum, in our 60s plus, this is where this new moon in Capricorn can easily inspire us to take a second look. I mean, it has been for me. I mean, again, we already have 5 planets in Capricorn, so this isn't anything new, but the new piece is the new moon. So we find opportunities to set new intentions. All right. So if you're in that retirement, quote, air quote, age, look at, or just go and research. It's like, do I have what I need to feel safe and secure? And then set goals based off of that, because that looks different for everybody. All right. Am I going to retire? When am I going to retire? What my finances look like, etc. Now, if you're somebody who is just getting out into the workforce, the way you would use this, and I am focusing on career, you can tell that this is a career focus because Capricorn is responsible for our career, and it's responsible. Let me grab I don't have to have a share going on here. I can stop that share. Capricorn is responsible for our career and our reputation and accomplishments. And if you're just getting out in the world, or still in college, or still in training, this is what that Capricorn energy is about. So you can set new intentions and goals based off of where you are in your life. So my age group, we're looking at the retirement stuff and all of the things that go with that. somebody in like my grandsons in the early 20s, and you're just getting into the workforce or into your career or just getting into, your degree or your training. This is where it is, the opportunities for you now are to set those intentions to what you want. Maybe you need more self-discipline, so you study more regular, or learning to go to work on time. These are important accomplishments that a new moon in Capricorn is asking us to hone in and focus on. Okay. Those are the things. Now, midlife people, wherever that is, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. It's a little bit different for everybody. So, if you really need to know where this is going on for you, that's where you can order a private session. But if you're in your 30s, 40s, and you already have a career, or you're already established in a trade or a profession, but now's the time where you're like, yeah, but is this what I want to continue to do? And this is when we look at, what we have accomplished, where we are in our career and moving on in our lives, right? So if you could be in that middle group where that's what you're doing. It's like, do I really want to do this? Or this is a dead end job? Or what kind of new training or additional training or classes can I take that will help me to get to another level, or, in your career and in the business that you have, or where you're working, and all of those things, maybe become a manager. Do you need training for that? So this is, I know it's Christmas time for a lot of people, and it's just, for a lot of people, it's fun and lighthearted, and we're not heavily focused on career, etc. But it is Capricorn season, and we do have this new moon in Capricorn. It's at 1 degree of Capricorn, so it is very early, and it is pure Capricorn energy when any new moon's in that first 10 degrees. And that, to me, is a great way to set new goals, new discipline, and to really anchor in some important accomplishments in your life. Those are some of the things that I'm looking at when it comes to this new moon in Capricorn. Now, a serious thing, a couple of important things. Another thing I wanted to focus on is our physical well-being. Now, this is not a medical reading for anybody. So, and if you have medical issues, please seek out professional help. But when we have all of these planets in the sign of Capricorn, and let's go back to that chart, just so you can see it, right? When we have so many planets in Capricorn, there they are, and the moon out of bounds, Venus and Mercury out of bounds. Mercury is almost out of bounds. All of these guys are just really strong. So I was going with that? Oh, it's Capricorn rules our skin, our teeth, our bones. Arthritis, in a way, like if you have rheumatoid arthritis or something like that, it's not just an old person thing. It's those types of conditioning. So self-discipline is Capricorn as well. And to me, it feels like it's wicked important that, especially if your physical routine has kind of gone to the wayside for a while, bring it back in, more exercise. And I really like the strength training piece, because Capricorn rules the bones and calcium, and vitamin D. So a lot more D, especially for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. Here in New England, we're always deficient, not enough sun. But, the vitamin D is good. But again, go and see your medical professionals for that. But working on the bones, strength training is incredibly good for bone density. And that is something I find that's really important too. And since we do have Jupiter in Aries making a square aspect to this new moon in Capricorn and their series, I don't do the asteroids very often, because there's always so much to talk about just with the planets. But we've got a cardinal T square going on right here. Cardinal Aries, cardinal Libra, cardinal Capricorn. And Ceres is the goddess of like Mother Earth. And we're talking about a very earthy energy, Capricorn. And she is in the sign of Libra. So it's finding that balance in what it is that you're doing that the shift you're making and the intentions you're setting around Capricorn, around being grounded and being responsible and established in your reputation and finding that balance. And then when it comes to the Jupiter in Aries, Aries rules, heavy weights and lifting, but it's also the ego and the drive. So we have here, as these three together with the new moon, these 3 points, part of this new moon event, it helps to, again, give us motivation, Jupiter in Aries, to establish and begin something new. And that's the cardinal signs. I gave you all of the energy, not all of it, but a lot of info around Capricorn, and then finding the balance and the harmony with our Mother Earth, with Ceres, the asteroid of Earth, in the sign of Libra. So finding that balance, that harmony, is something that is incredibly important with this new moon on December 23rd. And again, if you do set intentions and goals, wait till after it is a new moon, because a flower is not bloomed and open until it is open. That's what a new moon is. And again, for New England, for the Eastern time zone, Eastern Standard Time, 5:17 a.m. is the new moon. So anytime after that, and we have a new moon for lasts for a couple of days. So make sure, so just get those intentions, even rough draft on a paper, write out, at least if you don't have goals and intentions, just write out how you're feeling. Write out how you're feeling, because every new moon begins a monthly cycle, of course, but it also begins a cycle called the lunar gestation phase. And I've written about that in my written forecast on my blog. It's on my website. You come and join the website. You don't have to do anything else. I'm not asking you for anything, just to join the website, or you can get it right in your mailbox if you sign up to be on the newsletter. And I only send that out twice a month. I will not mass market you. I don't do funnel emails. I'm sure my business would grow if I did, but I don't like that kind of marketing, so I don't do it. I rely on you guys and word of mouth for me to spread and grow. And my reputation, Capricorn. I have a moon in Capricorn. This new moon conjuncts my natal moon. So I find I'm very determined and very business oriented this time of year, even though it's an easy time of year for some people. And I want to tie this up with Capricorn also rules our self-esteem. And while Capricorn is driven in all these things I've already mentioned, it is also insecure at times. And we can be very judgmental of ourselves and feeling like that imposter syndrome. And if you're feeling that, I just want to know that you're seen, because, it takes a long time for, especially people who have Capricorn planets, to feel like they're good enough to do something, especially like this, right? Because there's plenty of people out there. I know plenty of you. I'm, really encouraging to, get your YouTube channels going more, etc. And so this time of year, even though we know the holidays are difficult for many, many people this time of year, pleasant for others, but very difficult in Capricorn, one of the shadow sides of Capricorn is low self-esteem and being incredibly judgmental of yourself and not believing in yourself. And so do what you know you need to do if you find yourself spiraling into that, because if you get too deep into it, it's really hard to get out of that. We all know, we've all had our bouts of feeling insecure and depressed, but this time of year and with this new moon, and if you have a propensity for that, it can aggravate that too. All right. So just reach out, speak up, and do yourself a favor. And if you catch yourself, not talking nice to yourself, do your best to catch yourself ahead of time, actually, and try to turn that around. And one of the best ways to do that is to, even if it's not about you, because if that feels insecure, then you don't want to talk about yourself, but to start looking around yourself and find the things that you're really grateful for. Find a practice, a gratitude practice, just anything, I'm really grateful to the person who invented Post-it notes. Because being a Gemini, I could just write one little thing, stick it. I have so many. I could use a big old notebook and I have plenty of them, but I'm grateful for people and the person who invented Post-it notes and the people who make them. Yes, that's what I'm grateful for. Hey, thanks for watching. Tell me what you're grateful for below. I would like to hear it. I would like to hear what your practices are. I would like you to tell me, if you're so inclined, how you want to use this new moon, in what achievements you want to accomplish, what growth you want to make. All right. Thank you, everybody. Blessings. Hey, this might be the last post before Christmas. I don't know. No, it won't be. I got Yule coming up. All right, everybody. Blessings. Namaste. There it is.